I should be live now. And live on Divergent. Okay, I think I'm live everywhere. Live. Good morning, America. I hope you're well. It's the 21st of October, and the US markets have just opened. I'll be with you this morning, but I won't be longer than 45 minutes. That's the limit I've set for myself today, just so you know. So if we are in a trade, then I'll either close it or I'll let it run, but with a stop loss. There was a sell here in the Dow on a hitting the top end of the overnight range. Incidentally, the exact same trade that I did for myself yesterday on a first touch. It's going to lower the stake size a little bit because I'm just not trading so big at the moment. As I explained to the European traders, I got quite a significant shoulder issue, and that is causing me some pain. Because it's Monday, we can take a look at the weekly chart. Sorry, Tuesday. Weekly chart we made, I think we made, almost made an all-time high yesterday. So both the NASDAQ and the Dow are opening as its base, or the opening range is where it closed and the previous trading day's regular trading session. That is how trend days start, incidentally. Not the only precursor to a trend day. Others could be a gap up and then a reversal back to the baseline. So we got a bear bar as it's first testing the low end of the range on the 5-minute in the NASDAQ. On the Dow, slight pull bar, testing the high end of the range, and now trading back in the middle, coming back down to the unchanged. NASDAQ 3 minutes into the second 5-minute bar is still trading within the range of the first bar. We saw similar price action in the DAX this morning. But obviously, with a NASDAQ sitting at an all-time high and a Dow sitting at an all-time high, there will be a dip buying mentality. I imagine that you guys are following gold. Somebody earlier today said, you should buy gold. You can buy gold for any reason. You don't need a stop loss. I imagine that with an intraday range in gold of nearly $200. Blimey. Several brokers I have read are experiencing issues with liquidity in the gold and silver. Market makers are inclined not to want to engage. Those of you who know your financial history will think the Hunt brothers damn. Ooh. Bitcoin is suffering as well. I think I just messed up my my settings. Not to worry, I'll trade from the chart. I'm going to be a buyer of the NASDAQ down here. Buying below the opening low. Could be tempted to be a buyer down here for the Dow. Just going to put an order in. I may have to delete it if we close up here. If I was in the mood for it, I would add to the NASDAQ, but I'm not. So I think I'll move my stop loss. Move my stop loss up to 62. Move my stop loss up, just risking 8 points now. Ah, Dow, you fuck. Gonna delete that order. Oh, looks like I'm gonna get stopped in the NASDAQ. Yeah, shit. It was just my attempt of running a really tight ship. Stand by for a long position in the Dow. Down around 730. The way I looked at it is, it was either going to go or we're going to get a retest of free low. If we are going to see weakness today, I didn't want to have a 100-point stop loss. Thought I'd rather just nip that in the bud. Quickly. No regrets. I could buy the NASDAQ again. I could also just buy the Dow on a breakout. Interestingly, and you can't see this, but the DAX in Europe is not really participating, and the FTSE is reluctantly also just holding its own level. Just give it this a little bit longer. I'm just going to take a sip of drink. I'm putting that order in again at 7:30. DAX is actually breaking lower. I don't know if you're following that, but it is. NASDAQ is certainly setting up an idea for a school run short. We're below the overnight range. We got a first bar negative and still got 10 minutes left of the second bar, admittedly. I have an order in the Dow at 7:30. And my FTSE, which is not part of the game plan here, is underwater. Dow went as low as 7:33. Maybe my order should have been a little different. It's just looking at the structure of the wicks. Okay. Suggest that this could be a good place to be a buyer. I was 3 points too pessimistic. Just so you know, I was stopped out this morning in the FTSE at break even on the first trade, and the add-on, which was like what was that, 20% of the size of the first one, was stopped out for, I think it was minus 8 or 10, I think it was. NASDAQ could be an interesting long, again, above 99. That would be the aggressive school run. Rarely take that, but could actually work today. Both the DAX and the FTSE, European indices, are actually ticking lower in spite of the Dow moving higher and in spite of the NASDAQ recovering from the weak open. Stand by in the NASDAQ for another long position. Don't think the Dow's going to comply. Interesting. Wow, the FTSE is actually making new lows on the day. I'm buying the NASDAQ down here. Just bought the NASDAQ at 56. Gonna move stop loss to break even. I bought below prior bar low, as you can see. I'm gonna add to it here at 72. So much for me not being overly aggressive. I don't think that the Dow is going to come down. I have an order, I'll delete that order. Just focus on the NASDAQ. So my stop loss is at break even on my first entry, and I put my second entry just below the low of the day. Doesn't look like that's going to work out. Got mighty close. At least there's buyers down there. Stopped out on the first one. Suck. Dow's actually down to that entry level I wanted at 30. Oh, shoot. I just deleted that order. Didn't think it was going to happen. I might try a long position here in the Dow again. I'm just looking at my NASDAQ is pretty close to being stopped out. I'm not hiding it, it's just I'm sort of also keeping an eye on the Dow. My stop loss in the NASDAQ is at 50 and it's currently trading at 51, so I'm sure I'll be stopped out. Yeah, shit. Alright, look at it now. It just had to make a new low. And I've actually also been stopped out of my FTSE. That was a very weak market. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew that this was going to be a short session for me, so I will stick to this being a short session. It didn't quite work out for me how I had hoped. Got a little too quick on moving the stop loss. That's how it goes. I don't trade on Wednesdays with you, so I'll be back Thursday morning for the EU session. And obviously working on my shoulder, trying to get better, which is why my mood is a little subdued. You take care of yourself, and if you trade this, good luck with it. I will step aside. All the very best. Bye bye for now.